Warfare. There's a lot of COD games with the name Warfare in them. That's not actually the point of the video, just a weird observation I made. The point of the video is the warfare of the advanced kind. Many years ago, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out and it was pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it was not perfect and there's a lot of COD games that are better than it, but my point is, it came out, it was a decent COD game, and it had a zombies mode. Granted, it was added in as the first DLC pack because it wasn't with the game on disc at launch, but much like what I said earlier about Advanced Warfare as a whole, the zombies mode wasn't the best, but it was decent. Maybe I'm just being nostalgic because I had good times with the boys playing it, or maybe it wasn't actually that terrible. However you want to slice it, this COD game was received well. And now in 2022, after Vanguard came out, Sledgehammer, the same studio that made Advanced Warfare and Vanguard, are at an all-time low here. They might not even be developing another COD game, but there's rumours that they are going to be making an Advanced Warfare 2. And with that, probably means that Exo Zombies 2 will be manifested into existence. It's something we were all curious of at one point or another as soon as we got the final DLC pack. It actually left on a cliffhanger, and for there to never be a sequel again would be kind of a bummer, I can't lie. Okay, so before I get into this, I know it sounds like my source is bro trust me, but the source is actually bro trust me, except the guy that is saying this has some credibility to him. Of course I'm talking about Ralph's Valve, a COD leaker that is pretty prominent in the community and has said some very on the ball stuff before, and he's tweeted out Sledgehammer Games set to develop Advanced Warfare 2. He made a very short article about this and I'm gonna link it in the description if you want to read it. So our source still is bro trust me, but it's just got a bit more weight to it this time and a bit more credibility. But although there are many gaming leaks and COD leaks especially that end up being wrong, there's a lot of them that end up being right, so I'm gonna have to say this again. Take this with a pinch of salt. I say this every single video I do about leaks. But with everything that's going on, it does make sense that Sledgehammer are gonna have one final chance here to be able to make another COD game. And this time, they can make it with their most successful iteration of the COD franchise. If we take that into consideration, an Advanced Warfare 2 is very much Sledgehammer's ace card. This is their best thing that they can whip out from their sleeve and be like, okay, this is gonna be the COD game that succeeds. But at the same time, I can see this leak not being true purely because Vanguard freaking sucked, man. I don't know how else to say it. In fact, I don't even need to say it. In a different video on my channel, I talked about my initial thoughts after just playing the final map of Vanguard Zombies, talking about that game as like a year in review. If you want to check that out, it'll be in this iCard. And those opinions I have in that video aren't even just mine. They are, I would say, about the same as the rest of the community. With Vanguard sucking so hard, in fact, it is one of the worst selling CODs to date. And if you take a gander at one Vanguard video, then you're probably going to understand that a lot of people don't like it. You'll quickly realize that it wouldn't be a good move for Activision, especially considering their previous failures as well, for Sledgehammer to make another COD game when it could instead be another Treyarch or Infinity Ward game. I think Activision and all of like their investors for COD games and stuff, I don't think they would want to risk that whole dumpster fire happening again. Vanguard is the COD game that shall not be named. And so with Sledgehammer producing the weakest games constantly, maybe they simply won't be allowed to work on another Call of Duty again. So I'm gonna read this part of the article here. I feel like it sums up an important section of this whole leak in the first place. And it says, leading up to the release of Call of Duty Vanguard, Sledgehammer's narrative team originally had the desire to further explore their world and make several sequels involving Vanguard's cast of characters. However, with Vanguard failing short of expectations, Sledgehammer was back at square one, tasked with pitching a new idea, entrusted with having something conceptually ready for executives to give the go-ahead. And apparently Sledgehammer brought back the idea of Advanced Warfare, that topic, back on the table. So once again, this reinforces the argument that if Sledgehammer are still in the game of making Call of Duties, then Advanced Warfare is going to be their golden ticket. Now, what does this mean for Exo Zombies? If this is true, which honestly is very hard to believe right now, but also it does make sense, it has some logic to it, then I'm gonna go out on a whim here, take a shot in the dark, and say I think that Exo Zombies would come back. They already have a pre-existing story, they left it on a cliffhanger. It would be easier to work with that than make something completely new, especially when you consider that apparently their sequel to Advanced Warfare has been slated to release for 2025, which is only a year after Treyarch's premium COD game. It would seem like that year gap with premium COD games is gone. I don't really know what is going on there. I don't know if maybe Sledgehammer would be working on it whilst Treyarch are working on their game, so then technically they have 2 years of COD development. But regardless, a COD coming out a year after another COD game is clearly different from the year gap that's planned for the Treyarch game. But objection! Charlie Intel have tweeted out only yesterday, which by the way, these guys are very prominent leakers as well. They tweet, "I've heard that there is no Advanced Warfare 2 currently in development at Sledgehammer Games, despite the rumours today." Not fully clear yet what Sledgehammer Games is working on. And now this is where it gets a bit dicey. There is one leaker saying, yep, this is like a thing, Advanced Warfare sequel coming out in 2025. But then another leaker is saying, I don't know what this guy's talking about. We're not fully clear on what's going on. And usually I've noticed that people in this leaking community, if one person finds a leak that is true, usually the rest all kind of jump on it and they all start digging into it and finding out more about it. And essentially you get like 5 posts from different leakers saying that it's true. The fact that Charlie Intel have came out and straight up said they have not heard of anything to do with Advanced Warfare 2 puts into question a lot of what Ralph's Valve has said. And now it's just going to be this big game of waiting for more to come out and more news in regards to, is this true or is this false? Is this some sort of hiccup in the leaking scene? And so all we can do is sit back and wait right now. And now for the question to wrap this video up. Do we actually want Exo Zombies 2? And I'm gonna say I personally do. I'm not gonna turn my nose at it like I'm too above Exo Zombies, because when I played it, like I said at the beginning of the video, I enjoyed myself. And with next gen existing and the potential for it, and maybe Sledgehammer taking what didn't work with Advanced Warfare Zombies and improving on it and adding new fresh things, I think there's a lot of potential for the Exo variety of zombies. And I'm gonna be brave here and say that if this comes out, if Exo Zombies ends up existing in 2025, I think this 11-year gap would bring some new stuff to the table, and regardless of how it turns out, it will be better than Vanguard Zombies, so that's always a plus. Next gen technology and game development can bring a lot to the table for these futuristic types of games, and maybe it'll be a nice thing to spice up zombies after the Treyarch game we'll be getting in 2024. But as of right now though, all I can really do is speculate, and so can you. That's all any of us can do at the moment. So as far as Exo Zombies 2 goes, I'm not gonna say no to it, because if Sledgehammer tap into the potential of the setting and the mode, then it'll probably be pretty solid. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this video here today. If you enjoyed or found this informative, be sure to smash the like button. Comment your thoughts down below on Exo Zombies 2. What would you want in the game? Would you want it in the first place? Please let me know, it'd be great to discuss. And subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, you won't regret it. Turn on the notification bell too to stay notified whenever I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.